Word it, please.
All right, we record now. So we talked a little bit for those who are. We'll just look at the replay. We talked a little bit about my background and blah 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 blah, but that's not very important. You are in for the most crunchy stuff already. Okay, I know it's a lot right at the beginning, but we have to start somewhere. Okay, so the first place to start is the Maslow's pyramid. So if I got a 12 package of eggs. I don't know what it is in English, but like 12 package of eggs like that, and I slipped on ice. What is going to happen to my height? What is going to happen to my eggs? Okay? What is going to happen with my eggs? I'm pretty sure that I will do an omelet. Broke, exactly. But not the right kind of omelet. Okay. I don't know about you, but I don't like to eat my omelet on the ground and I like it cooked. So this is the little bit of the principle of Maslow. If there's something that threatens your life, you can't uh, have access to most part of your brain. So from a very basic perspective, you need to have access to your survival mechanism first. Your body needs to know that you're going to survive before being able to perform. And I have to be, even if I'm like a ballet dancer or whatever, if I slip, my brain will be focused on only one thing, not breaking anything, and especially not hitting my head on the floor. So maybe I will break arms, but my body will react by itself. It's an autonomous response by itself. It will protect my brain. Okay, so everything needs to be based like that. What happened if I eat some poison? Okay, and just follow me. I don't ask you to eat some poison, but just follow me. What happened if you eat some poison? Do you think my body and my brain will be able to perform? No, it will be busy surviving. Okay. And that's the basic point of nutrition. If you're busy, if your brain is busy trying to survive, it will not be able to optimize. And if we go on another level, it will not be able to perform. My pyramid is only 3 step. Okay. So it's a pyramid for the babies, literally. The first one is you have to survive. Your body your brain especially is made to make you survive. Okay. So the first step is just surviving. So if there's ice, I don't have ice here in Mexico, and if I have ice, it doesn't last very long. But for those who are in Canada, if there is a lot of ice, your body will be focused way more on focusing on surviving than on performing. Okay, and that's a law of human nature in general. So this is a law that everyone can agree on. The second step would be optimization. So optimization will be, as a human, are you efficient? Just efficient. At this point, it's only being an average human. And what is an average human? In 2025, an average human is not a human that can perform very well. Why? Because we've been bombarded by so many things that can kill us, silent killer, like I like to call them, that it's really super hard to be optimized. And then there's the third um, floor to the pyramid, which is performing. Okay. So it's that simple. Nutrition needs to be around that survival, optimization, and then performance. You can't perform all the time, by the way. Okay. It's impossible. But if you ask me to perform, I will probably outperform 99% of the human that are alive right now. Why? Because my level of optimization 7 days out of the week is super high. Okay. So when there's a stress reaction, my body produce the right amount of chemicals in order to perform and not to paralyze. Literally a chemical reaction. Okay. So this is the pyramid. It's very important to understand those steps. If you want to perform and if you eat McDonald's, what is going to happen, do you think? Are you going to be able to perform? Absolutely not. Okay. This is where the ketones are super cool because if you eat McDonald's, you will become way less in survival than another human. But still, if you drink ketones and you're eating at the same time, drinking ketone and eating a poison, the ketones will just help you get rid of the poison, but it will never help you to perform. Okay. I just have to be very clear and very specific. If the ketones are working in everyone, they're working for me who trying to perform at wrestling, at grappling, and at fighting other human, but they also work pretty well with people who have, I will say it like that, a shitty nutrition. So the first step is just to get a little bit higher in that pyramid. So the ketones will help you to get in that optimization range. Am I clear? Or am I speaking Spanish too? Because I don't speak Spanish very well, but my English is good enough for you. It's good. Perfect. Rose, I'm looking at you. I need you. Okay. I need you to perform for me because you're the only unknown face that I have right now. Okay. So you're my guide. Okay. So if I'm you're like that and you don't understand, okay, I want to see it in your face. Okay. And I'm fine with it. I'm not insecure. I don't care. Okay. So you do your thing and I'll do my thing. So it's clear for the pyramid. It's very super important. So the first step is to get rid of the poison. That's it. Drink your ketones and get rid of the poison. But there's another hack that is coming from the ketones. So as soon as you drink them, it puts you in ketosis. And what is ketosis? It's you have ketone bodies, beta hydroxybutyrate, in circulation in your blood. And as soon as you get higher than 0.5 millimolar. I'm not sure about that word though. Okay. Millimole. I think it's millimole. Okay. But if I do mistake, I'm fine with that too. If you're fine, I'm fine. So 0.5 millimole, there's like a flip in the brain. And that flip, it's called ketosis. And when you're in ketosis, there's like a lot of chain reaction. So your body can run on two fuel source. The first one is glucose. It's carbs. Okay. The second one, it's fat or it's ketone body, beta hydroxybutyrate. Okay. There's no other source of fuel for the body and for the brain. So now if you know a little bit about nutrition, you're probably going to tell me, okay, Mick, what about the protein? The protein are super important, but they're not energy. They can be transformed into energy. So they will have to be transformed into glucose, which is carbs energy, but they are not an efficient source fuel source. Fuel source. Okay. They're not efficient at it. So use your protein for protein stuff and let energy to energy stuff. So there's only two energy. So the carbs is you can survive through carbs, but then you will always be below average on the performance. So the people, even athletes, when they're performing on carbs, their career tend to stay a little bit less long. Okay. So it is always what is happening with carbs in general. So normally at 32, 33, you see a decay and it's pretty significant. And why? It's because, and I can go through DNA stuff, it's because the DNA doesn't have access to recovery, the same than an athlete that it's running on ketones. So you get injured, the athlete get injured faster than the DNA can repair the body. And everything is about the DNA. I don't plan to go that deep in that seminar because we only have like maybe 15 minutes more. And this is probably a 2-day conversation, which I really enjoy that conversation, by the way. So don't get me started, but we'll keep it simpler. Okay. So just there's a process which called HDAC inhibitor. So what you want it's to have access to your DNA, and ketones will help with that. And the DNA, that's not true that there's something that can cure you or whatever. There's nothing external that can cure you, okay? Nothing external that can cure you. The only way to cure something, it's through DNA, because DNA is the architect of the body, okay? So also, uh that's just like a small introduction to DNA and DNA signaling, whatever it is. But it's very important to understand that to get that, you need to have ketones in your system. Okay. So let's go back to the first level of the pyramid. The first level of the pyramid was get rid of the poison. What is the biggest poison? Can you help me, Rose? Or if somebody want Chris, Terio and iPad, if you have something. What is the biggest poison? Sugar is a big poison. It's not the biggest, but it's a very big. For me, the biggest poison is the um, seed oil. Okay, seed oil are the worst oil. So the cooking oil, if it's not like avocado oil, olive oil, um, coconut oil, all that stuff. It's the biggest. It's not necessarily the fried food, is the food that it's fried in something, okay? And it's that something that it's very dangerous. And of course, it's not that good to fry foods, but it's if it's done with the right cooking oil, it's okay. It can be fine, okay? So it's really important to understand that. And again, I'm basic, um, I'm using the DNA damage, the food that is damaging the DNA the most as the worst poison. Okay. So it's seed oil. I don't want to go further into that. There's wheat. So there's gluten in wheat. It's very poisonous for the body. But if there's some wheat that it's cleaner, it's mostly because wheat is not wheat anymore. It's been modified a lot, and it contains a lot of mutation, especially with the gluten. The gluten is not gluten right now. It's been modified into something that's way smaller than that, called gliadin A. This is the real poison. Okay. So if people talk about gluten, it's not that worse, it's not the big poison, they're right. Okay. But almost, I would say 98, maybe 99% of wheat in the world have been modified. So we literally don't have access to normal wheat anymore. Okay. So what else after that? Soy is very bad. Dairy are pretty bad too. Okay. So if you get good dairies, which is organic, not pasteurized and raw and whatever, there's some exception with it. But for biggest parts, dairy are very bad for your body. And I don't want to go further into that, but there's some veggies that are trying to kill you. Okay. But again, it's just an opening. I'm working through Overton window to get your attention on the fact that maybe veggies are not that healthy. So for the first part of the pyramid, you needs to be aware of that. But it's okay if you don't, because there's still the ketones. The ketones will help you not being crazy about nutrition. And if one day you want to become crazy like me, well, maybe with a little bit less wine that when I drink here in Playa del Carmen, and a little bit less potatoes, because yeah, I took a lot of those in vacation here. But it's okay. Why? Because I have my ketones. Even if I eat not that good, not that super healthy food, my ketone will help me to stay human. And for me, it's very important. That we are 7 people here, and I promise you, I am nearly, but I am not perfect. Okay? I am nearly, but I'm not perfect. I don't know what about you, guy. Okay, no, I'm not perfect. Okay? I'm 0% perfect. So who want to be perfect for the rest of their life? Obviously, no one. And it's super cool. Like if you're able to do it for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year. I've been doing that before the ketones for like 5 years. I was the most disciplined animal on planet Earth. Okay. Maybe I amplify everything, but you understand what I mean, right? I was super disciplined, but I've never felt as good as right now, being maybe 90% disciplined with my ketones. But I worked my way to through here. So again, this is a pyramid. And to get your body and get your brain up in that pyramid required discipline and required good choice. But you don't need to be perfect. Okay? With ketones and with maybe one or two good choice, you can go up. Oh, nice. We can go up pretty quickly in that pyramid. Ketones will help you with insulin. And with insulin, there's a pretty cool thing. And that cool thing, it replaces um what is it? I froze because I'm not sure that I know the word in English, but glucagon, glucagon probably. Okay. It replace leptin and ghrelin. I will okay, I need to simplify it with my mind. Leptin and ghrelin. And I know you don't know what it is, but I do. So leptin is an hormone to make you satisfied with food. Oh, so if you drink ketones, what you eat will become more satisfying. That's pretty cool. That's the one thing. But there's another one, the ghrelin. And then the ghrelin is responsible for your carbs craving, which is also pretty cool because you feel more in control of your nutrition. You feel more satisfied about what you eat. And then you don't have, or you have way less carbs craving. So, what is going to happen with your nutrition? You eat less shit only because you're drinking your ketones. That's pretty cool. That's super cool because it's like the first domino, and then without even asking, your body will uh, signal to you to eat good food. So I don't have to teach you about what is good food because as soon as I replace the signal of the body with ketones, with good choice, with electrolytes, and we can also talk about this, what is going to happen? You will change your habit by yourself. I've been waiting for like 15 years to understand that. And at first, when I discovered that, it was super hard for my ego because the last 15 years that I've been studying and studying and studying were completely useless if I only drink the Kool-Aid. I was pretty hard on my ego. I was super hard on my ego. But then what I discovered is like I don't need to be that smart anymore. I can only be, bless you, Annie. I can only be like Mick Ketoman, the human who always tried to get better and then better. And that doesn't mean like if you want to do strict keto and if you want to do fast and if you want to train as hard as I do, that doesn't mean like you have to stop with only drinking ketones. But that also doesn't make you uh obligé. Um
Need to. You don't need to.
Yeah, you don't need to do more than only drink the Kool-Aid. But I promise you what is going to happen after a few weeks, probably a few months. Your craving will get um, way less. And what is going to happen? Boom, your habit will change whether you want it or not. No effort required. And at this point, you will be motivated and you will probably be inspired by yourself and your results. So again, a second domino will fall, and you will um, probably want to follow our page in English or in French or whatever we do to know where you're going after that. And for me, that's very important because I don't work with sick human anymore. I want, I work with people that wants to get better 7 days out of the week, 365 days. Okay. That's my people, my people. And I have not tell my story, but my father is here right now. And probably 10 years ago, he was struggling to walk. Okay. Right now, he's doing front flip, jumping in the pool with my two children here in Playa del Carmen. He was not supposed to be walking past 45. And now he's running at 61 years old. So there's a lot of things that we can do when we put our mind. He's here. See, it's here. Doesn't look that bad, right? Okay. Bye, Papa. So is it clear? Jeanette, do you want to ask me other question? Like it's the foundation is way more important and the philosophy is way more important than everything else. Because if you don't have that foundation, everything will be like boom, boom, boom everywhere and shattered all over the place and will just create some confusion. My only goal is to clarify and simplify everything. You know what is the better choice and you know what is the worst choice. I don't like broccoli, but if you'll ask me like, okay, tonight, am I eating broccoli or are I eating McDonald's? What do you think will be my choice? Go eat that broccoli, even if I don't like it. Okay? It's like you know what to do. You just lack motivation, one, that ketones will help you get. And your hormones are all over the place, which ketones will also help you with that. And then after, you will start to educate yourself because you will be motivated. And then every single information out there is better than nothing. And then at one point, after 6 months, after 9 months, after maybe 1 years, we'll have done like maybe 10 good choice. And then you will follow my stuff, and now you will start to understand. I know I'm deep, and people normally don't like me at the first time that they see me. But you will start to figure out that this is the domino effect, and this is the best way to start.
Yes, yes, thank you, Mick. It was a really amazing. I mean, it was a great start. I mean, you have to start from the beginning. Um, I don't know if everybody knows there that just by the little steps that I took, removing the poison food out of our house, and of course, I'm not perfect, but removing most of the poison food in last February, I've reached my first loss of 100 pounds. So
That's amazing.
just by doing little changes here and there, you can achieve way big. So imagine if you do bigger change, you the sky is the limit.
I think so because again, it's just a matter of creating a momentum.
Yes.
It's the ketones are a big dominoes, and sometimes we try to start with small domino and we don't see effect, and that's keeps the motivation away from our brain or our body. So with ketones, you feel good, you have energy, you have focus, and then you see results. So you have everything, and now you start to follow our communities, and everything start to make sense. So you don't want to go back. And then what happened? It's just a matter of time. I like your story, but how many weights did you lost in how 100 pounds in how many time?
It took me 10 years for the full 100 pounds.
Okay,
For
good.
since I take the ketone, I lost 55 pounds in a year.
That's good. Okay, I thought it was faster than that. So I
No, no,
almost don't like that
no,
story because
no,
it's like it's
55
too
pounds in
much.
a year.
Yes, perfect. Okay, I like this one. I like the 1 year mark, 50 pound. And I'm
Yeah.
interested in one last thing. What did you gain? What is the biggest victory?
I have plenty victory. One is doing this. I never thought I would get out of my comfort zone and host my first webinar to share with the people around me. And the second thing is the silliest thing. I can go on roller coaster rides with my kids without feeling ashamed. Because we
Wow.
like to go to the exhibition here and they have roller coaster. Before I couldn't go because I was all squeezed and I was afraid of how people would look at me and saying like, but now I can go with confidence. And I know it's the silliest thing, but just the fact to go with my kids to a roller coaster ride is just amazing.
You gave me chill because it's so simple, but again, it's so powerful when you wake up every single morning and you feel good in your own skin.
Yep.
What can be bigger than that?
Yep. So does anybody have any questions for Mick before we wrap this up?
43 pounds since May. I like that. It's
Yes.
almost it's almost a year, so I like
Mhm.
that. I like that. Sometimes it's just too fast and people
Yeah.
don't do it the right way. So it's what I don't like. And they cut on protein too and they lose muscle. So the last thing that I can add very quickly, it's about the second or sometime how to get them.
I
That
will
that's
contact you, Rose. I will contact you.
that's the easy part. And the other part it's like because we've been um told, and I don't know if I'm lagging right now.
No, you're good.
No, I'm good. Okay. There's one molecule that I've been demonized, and it's so important, and especially when we drink ketones and when we want to lose weight or when we want to add muscle and when we want to have uh an optimized human experience, which I think we all do, it's electrolytes. Okay. That's super, super important. And Rose, do you speak French? Yes, I did an article like 3 minutes before. I actually was finishing it, the article that I've wrote, just by coming here. But if you can read that article on sodium, and maybe you can share it, Jeanette. It's very important. The sodium, it's super super important. What do you think that I need to do that in order to do that? I need electricity. I will give you the answer just because I want to do it quick. Like it's super important. What do I do to do that? Electricity, right? Again, so my what do you think is responsible for my heartbeat? Yes, it's my brain. You got this. But it's also electrolyte. It's electricity. It's an electrical signal. So it's also very important. And I know it's not a poison, but to optimize every single signaling of the body, sodium, potassium, and magnesium. We have it. We have an electrolyte. It's the best. But I don't care. At this point, I don't care if you buy my electrolytes or you buy electrolyte in general. We have the best, okay? We have the best. But at one point, people in the world have to realize how important electrolytes are. So if you want an optimization of your human experience, I know I said poison, you need to get rid of the poison, but on the counterpart, ketones and electrolytes will optimize your body and your brain and will optimize everything. It's super important to understand that, okay? It's way more important, even more important than ketones and then glucose and whatever. If your body can connect and if your body can signal correctly with the right amount of electrolytes, it's also as life-changing that it can be. Okay. I just wanted to do like a small, what is parenthèse in English? I was looking for parenthèse for like 7 times.
Air quote
Quote.
or
Okay.
a quote,
Quote. Quote. Okay.
parentheses,
Parentheses. What?
parentheses. Yeah.
It's okay. I like
Well,
the challenge.
well, thank you again, Mick. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Annie, also for pushing me to do it. Like she just like volunteered. She's like, "Yeah, Mick is in for it. We're doing it." Like I didn't even have a chance to say yes or no. Basically, it was like, "You got this,
Okay.
girl." So I'm glad that I got the push. So everybody, again, thank you for joining. Talk to your friends about this. If you have more interest, I'm sure we will host another one. So have a good night and thank you.